Hello, Tamara here. Nice of you to join me, and a very warm welcome to my channel. It's lovely to have you here with me today. And today this is the last part in the Sea Dream series of videos that I've been doing. And you might see that it's actually on a different book. Because I'd already made the Sea Dreams one up, I had to show you, I had to do another book as the tutorial. So what I've done is, instead of wasting that book, I decided to use it and use some more of my papers. So this book, a walkthrough, will be coming very soon. It is very much the same but a little bit different, so I won't tell you too much because that's in another video. So what I thought we would do today would be just a quick video on how I did the flowers and sort of what dyes I used and things like that. They're it's very simple to do. They're very easy to do. Yeah, let's get into it. So put them all out the way. Now I'll bring in the dyes that I've got. Now I've got an array. I've got even more of these flower dyes that I use as well, but these are some of my favorites that I use all the time when I make my flowers. Now these are very old, these dyes. These have got to be over 10 years old, but they're still a firm favourite, and they make such beautiful flowers as well. So these are dyes from Cheery Lynn Designs. It's this company here. I think they're now called Maker's Mark or something like that, I think they're called. But they made some beautiful dyes, Cheery Lynn, back in the day. And I was very fortunate to be on their very first design team, and I was the first in the country to actually use their dyes here in the UK. So I loved their dyes. So these are the tattered rolled flowers from Tim Holt, and the Anne-Marie Designs one. She's got the leaves and these flowers here, and I don't know, I think they're just called Bloom Flower, which are these ones here, which make lovely dyes, lovely flowers as well, and then the leaves to go with it. So I use a combination of cardstock, and I've used paper as well. I use some stamens to put in the middle of my flowers, and then sometimes I use glossy accents to go around the leaves, and then I throw on some glitter to make them a bit more sparkly as well, so they just go really nice. So I'm going to go away, I'm going to pick my pattern paper, and then when we come back I'll go through my die cuts. Okay, so this is the cardstock that I've picked, the colours. So I've kind of gone with the greens, the greys, the pinks. So I think that will lend itself really nicely with the colour palette of my book. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to die cut a load of flowers, and then what I tend to do, this is a bit grubby, but I put all my flowers into a tray, and then I just pick them out, and then I'll assemble them as we go. So I won't bore you with all my die cutting because it will take probably about half an hour. So I'll go away and die cut, and then when I come back we'll be ready to assemble some flowers. Okay, right, so I've cut all my flowers out now. I've probably got far too many here than what I'm going to use, but I always cut out more, and then I've got a big pot that I put them all in so that I can you know, use them at a later stage on a different project, and I've already got flowers already made up. So with the big flowers here, all we need to do, first of all, we're going to ink the edges of our flower just to give a bit of variation in colour, so that it's not just one flat colour. So I've got some distress inks here. Now you can use your archival inks as well. That works really well. I haven't found so much with the distress inks that, especially with the colours, that if you put say your stickles over the top, it's fine. It doesn't tend to run. Back to our flowers. Now these flowers here, I'm going to ink my edges with the broken china. Now I've got these blending brushes. I bought these a while ago, and I think they come in a pack of either 6 or 7. I can't remember how many they were, but I like them because they're coloured handles, so I can then use this colour handle with all my blue distress inks, and then all the pinks, and then all the yellows, so that I'm not travelling around with loads and loads of different distress blenders. So I've got 2 sizes here. I've got a small and a medium. I think this one is the medium. So I've kind of just bought a few as I've gone. If you want to have a look where I've got these from Amazon, I will put the link in my shop, in my Amazon storefront, if you would like to have a look at these. They weren't too bad a price. I think I bought them when they were about £8 for, I think, 6, so they're quite reasonably priced. So I've just got some onto my blending brush, and I'm just going to tickle the edges of those petals, just the sort of the tips, like so. And once you're happy with those, I tend to bring it down and then just add a little bit more, just so that you've got sort of a darker bit on the tips, and then it sort of graduates down and then fades out, so you end up with a nice varied. I'm hoping that that's picking it up. It looks, in real life, that's quite dark. I should have maybe used a darker colour. I've got some weathered wood, so we could use that on the top. Let me get my weathered wood black one. So again, you can just add that. Let me get this one back out, and then just, as I say, just tickle them tops, and it just darkens them, and then gives, as I say, a bit more of a vintage vibe to your flowers, and an easy way to do it, really. So that is a bit better. So let's finish these ones. You can see how much I've got on my brush with what's on my mat, so I'm just going to pull that out and round. Now, as you can notice, I have got one here that I didn't actually cut out, but that doesn't matter, because that you can put underneath, and you won't see that. Once you've got all your other flowers on top, you won't see that you've missed some of the petals. And I think it just adds a little bit of character. So let's just finish these ones like so, and then that gives you that nice colour. Just see a little bit there as I dropped it. There you go. Right, so bringing in my mucky mat now. I've just got a poker tool, and all I do is I just apply a little bit of force just into that petal, just to bend it, and then you bring it out. So what you're creating is a little fold line in your petal, like so. Bring it round. Now, also what I tend to sometimes do is I put beeswax on top of my melted beeswax on my flowers, and then add some pigment powders, mica powders on the top, not pigment powders, mica powders, and you get this lovely shine. So I don't know if you can see on this one here that it's rigid, so it does make your flowers really sturdy and quite durable as well. So I love to do that. And then what I've done is the pigment powders has, where the beeswax has gone over the whole of my flower, it's then obviously coated the stamens as well, so that when I've put the mica powders over the top, it's actually coloured the tips of those stamens, so it just looks so much more realistic. So that's one, and then another one here is, oops, I did have one there. So I've done this like in a patina type. I've actually used this is my own one I've made. I've just with cardstock, and then I think I've used sprays on that, and then added like a brown and then a gold pigment powder on the top to make that look really vintage and patina. So that's a very good way to do it. I have got a video of how I do my flowers on my channel. If I remember, I'll link it up here, and you can just go and have a look at it and see what you think. Yeah, I've got two melt pots actually that I love. I actually love doing melt pot work. I just wish they had never discontinued them, but I think you can get you can do it with like a tin foil tray, and your heat gun underneath. I think you can then melt your beeswax that way. So again, doing the same, just go down the middles. It doesn't matter if they're not directly in the middle. You know, the more different they are, the better, because our petals in nature aren't perfect. Each one isn't symmetrical. So I'm just going around the smaller petal, because this had 3 layers to it. Again, with this particular one, this one is from Anna Marie Designs. I think it's just called a bloom flower. You can add more than just 3 layers. You can add more to it. Just die cut the flower again. So once you've got your flower, and I've just gone round the bottom of that just to move that paper up a little bit. I didn't do that with this one, did I? So I'm just going around the middle, and all that does is bring it up, and then you've got your flower ready to be assembled. Now get your flower exactly where you want it, okay, and then once you're happy, I just poke with my pokey tool, and that's why I've got this foam mat as well, because I can pokey tool into the mat. Just create a hole between all those 3 layers. Then I've got some wire here that I've used. I've just got a tiny bit like that. So it's about that much. So not a great deal. And this is just craft wire that I use. You could use florist wire as well. That works really well. And then I fold it in half, so that I create a bit of a loop, like so, okay? Then, now pick your stamens. Now I think I might go with pink, because I think that would look nice. So I'm just going to use about 3 or 4, I might put 5 in with this one. I've got 6 actually here. So I don't have them so that they are level. Okay, so that's about as much as I have. So it's like that. Okay. Put your wire over them. Okay. Pull them up. And so that you've got your wire is holding those stamens in half. Okay. Can you see that? So hold them in half. Like that. So you've got a little bit of a loop. Okay. Bring them down, and then I'm going to push this wire through my hole that I've just created into my flower, like so. Pull that up. That might be too big, just have to very carefully tease them through. Okay, like so, and then do your next biggest one. So you start in reverse order. So you start with the smallest one and then work down. So if you're happy with that, I'm just going to pop a little tiny bit of the of my glue, my hot glue, in this. It was just onto the stamen cord, just so that then anchors those two flower pieces together. Again, I'm going to do the same with this one. Pop it through, just very carefully pull that through the loop. Then my glue is going just on that bit. Can you see? Just there. So I'll push my next flower piece up, so I've got it in where I want it to go, and then that will cement that all together, like so. Now I could have actually gone with a few more stamens in there. So then all I do with the back, because then that's the back and you've got all this hanging over, is use your hot glue again. Just put a little blob on there, and I push then the stamens into that glue. Okay, I'll push that down. This is not too bad actually. Normally you'll burn your fingers. And then cut off the excess part of that stamen cotton, and then it just will stay into place like that. Okay, so that then is your one flower done. Next we'll go on to the rolled flowers, and because I do that exact technique with the smaller ones as well. So with these I would just do exactly the same. Okay, exactly the same, they're just smaller. So going on to the rolled flowers, now I've got a few big ones and a few small ones here. So again, just pick your ink that you want. I'm going to try this quiche flamingo. Okay. Oh, look at that colour. First time using it. Not bad. Right, I'll use this one because... oh, that's nice. Look at that. You can see that colour. Just hint. There we are. Just move that round. Okay, again, you don't have to be too precise with this because, as I say, you don't want it looking too uniformed because then it doesn't look natural. So again, just adding a bit of colour. And then that's your rolled flower one done. Now I have got extra bits on here, but that doesn't matter because that's going to be covered. There we go. You can just see that variation in colour. Sorry, I like to keep showing you in case you can't see. So with these, this tool came with the tattered floral rolled flowers dies, so it does look a bit worse for wear. So this is a quilling tool, so it's got a split end at the top. I don't know if you can see. that split end there. Okay, that then gets, you slot that into your cardstock at the end. It will go in, and then that holds that in place. Okay, so bring it round, and then all you do is you roll rolled flowers. So you just roll the flower. Now you can either go one or two ways. I sometimes go towards me, other times I go the other way. It just depends on how I want to roll. So once you've got that rolled, I tend to just push that down so that the centre bit, okay, you see there, the centre bit pushes down a little bit. Now you can let this unroll a little bit if you want to, just so that you've got, it's not so tightly wound. And when you're happy, just bob your glue in the centre of that bottom bit, okay, in that little well, and then this part here is the base. So just wrap that round and then just stick it down and hold that in place. Now it will want to uncurl a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay, because that's going to give you a nice oh, and I've not put enough glue on there. Sometimes that happens, you just don't put enough glue on. So just dab on a bit more, and then just I sometimes just go round just to rewind that flower. Sometimes it depends, you want a tightly wound rose, other times a bit more looser, depends on what you're doing. And then what I do is I just push down on the edges of that flower just to curl them over a little bit, so that they don't look too much uniform. So can you see that? I'll bring that right up. So that's the flower. Okay, now I've just curled over those tops there. So that's the rolled flower. So I think that is all the flowers that I've done. Again, don't forget to, if you want to have a look at that beeswax flower tutorial, it's one of my early ones, so I could do with redoing that. I might actually film that in a minute and redo it, and yeah, be quite interesting to see. But anyway, yeah, if you want to watch it, I put a link up there in that corner if I remember. If not, it will be in the description box down below. It is quite an early video. It's probably probably about the second video I did. So yeah, but it's handy if you want to have a look at it. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell as well. If you could, please comment, like and share the video as well. All of those things really do help my channel grow. I'm also on all the social medias. All the links, as always, are in the description box down below. With that being said, thanks again for watching, and I will see you again on the next one. Bye! I'm hoping it's not going to be, oh, if I can get it open, too in your face. Oh, it won't open. It's glued shut. How can that be glued shut? Okay. If in doubt, pokey tool it up. That is not coming open. There we are. I'll just have to tease it and hope I don't break it. I think it's actually welded. That had actually welded to my lid. How bizarre. I hope this is going to shut. Look, that just wasn't going to come out. That's part of the lid. Ooh, there. I think you can see there where it must have gone wrong when they were making them.